Yeah, that's a legit news intro right there, huh? All right, thanks for joining us on Industry Insights right here, a presentation of the Remy Network, and we are at Remy Show 23. Thanks for joining us. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to this series of amazing interviews with great experts, please do so. And in fact, you can do that on any platform where you're listening. And there's a notification button right above us. It looks like a bell if you're watching on YouTube. Hit that, and we'll notify you when another one of these is available. Meanwhile, on the floor here, an amazing selection of great companies showing off their wares, their services, their products, where the future of the technology is in everything from repair to cleaning, building maintenance, everything to do with real estate management you could imagine, and property management. Included in that group is a wonderful company that I've had the opportunity to get to know a little bit. QMC, and Mike Easton joins us. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mike.
It's nice to see you again. I know there's a lot of travel and expansion in your world with the products that you have.
You bet.
First of all, please tell me a little bit of background on QMC. I've had the opportunity, but maybe share it with everybody.
Great. Well, we're a sub-metering solutions provider. We started in Vancouver in the mid-90s, expanded across the country over the last few decades. And we supply meters of all different kinds: electrical, water, gas, BTU metering, software, services, everything around it.
So in an era where, net zero is everybody's focus, and reducing the carbon footprint and monitoring costs during inflated times where interest rates are up, you are a value proposition in the equation.
Yeah, we seem to be pretty well positioned right now. All the different property types we work with, from institutions to commercial property managers down to multi-residential properties, all need to contain costs of their utilities, and you can do that by metering. They also need to hit net zero targets or other energy targets that they've set for their organizations, and metering is a big component of that as well. If you don't know where you're using electricity, water, or gas, it's very hard to reduce that consumption.
Metering seems to have really hit a new era of technology where you're not just metering, you're constantly monitoring.
Correct. Yeah. So, when the company started, metering, also known as automated meter reading or smart metering, was really in its infancy. So you used to, before that, only get a monthly read or even an annual read from a meter. Now we're getting data down to 15 seconds, 1 minute, 15 minutes, whatever the systems allow for. And you can do some really exciting stuff with that, actually. One of the newer things coming out is data disaggregation, where you're actually getting that data and looking at what loads might be happening after that meter and trying to do some savings on those.
So even sort of in off-peak times where you weren't really looking for potential savings, watching the data shows you exactly where that can happen.
Exactly.
Oh, that's wild. Okay, so now I've seen the product, but maybe describe some of the things that really differentiate it in the marketplace.
Yeah, so we are not a manufacturer of any equipment. What we do is we combine a variety of different meter manufacturer hardware with software and other services to make a turnkey solution for our end customers. And I think the most important, there's two really critical components to that. One is approved meters, approved by Measurement Canada, so you can legally use them for billing.
Okay.
And the second is the software layer. So getting that data back from numerous different meter types into one place, or an end user like a property manager or a billing company can use it easily, access it and use that data easily.
And actually, put it to work right away.
Yeah.
Who are your main customers? Who buys the meters?
So our largest segment in Canada currently is the multi-residential space, so condos and apartment buildings. And in some of these cases, a new condo might go up downtown Toronto, downtown Vancouver. There might be 5 meters in a space.
Oh.
You can have an electrical meter, a hot and a cold water meter, and a hot and a cold or a heating and cooling BTU meter. So there's a ton of metering going on in new condos, new apartments. But also the institutional space is really growing because they don't really have a good understanding of where all the utilities are being consumed in these large properties, like a military base or a college. And so they put our equipment in to really see where all the utility usage is.
Do you find that you come in at the time that something's being retrofit or renovated or maybe newly built? Or are people saying, look, I'm not changing the building, I need to find out where the problems are first?
Well, in pretty much every new building going up, there's an average to high amount of metering going in. So that's where most of our business is any given year. However, the retrofit market is very strong as well because you have such a large building stock out there. very few meter points and other key data points as well for energy management that they need to retrofit our systems in to actually get a handle on their utility consumption.
Looking ahead in the next 5-10 years in the metering industry, what are you seeing?
I would say a further consolidation of different meter types and manufacturers, so that, and an openness of the data, so that no matter what meter you've got installed or that you eventually install, it can all go back to one spot.
Right.
So you don't have 4 or 5 different silos of meter data at a property or on a portfolio. So that's one big thing. And then the other is now we're looking at layering on more and more systems on top of metering. So you've got metering infrastructure that's going in, whether that's wired systems or wireless. And then you can add in new things like leak detection, leak mitigation, CO2 sensors, temperature sensors to make smart buildings, because you've already got that metering infrastructure there. It's easy to put all this new data points on top of it.
A little bit of water is better than a lot of water.
Definitely.
You need to know sooner than later.
Yep.
Well, that's time.
Yeah.
Where can people find out more about QMC?
www.qmeters.com. We got a lot of LinkedIn posts going on these days as well. We're trying to keep on top of new technologies and promote that.
There you go. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
We'll catch you next time here on Industry Insights. Thank you.